So just back from a test drive on this absolute beast of a dually. So this is a 2025 GMC Sierra 3500 dual rear wheel. It's in the Denali Ultimate trim. It is absolutely the dog's bollock. It is absolutely as luxurious and indeed as tech-packed as the best SUV you can possibly get. But it's a pickup truck and it's a dually pickup truck. All right, so let's talk about dualies and what it is exactly we can deliver. So now this is obviously a GMC Sierra 3500 Denali Ultimate, so the absolute top of the range. But we, when it comes to dualies, cover the entire range. So whether you want a Ford, a GMC, or a Silverado dually, we do all three. We do all the trim levels, so you can start at sort of the Pro and XL, sort of the entry-level Ford and GMCs, or you can go all the way up to the very top of the range. And there is a big price gap between the entry-level GMC Sierra and the Denali Ultimate, and indeed same with the Ford F350 and F450. So again, budget and use fundamentally is probably your driving force there. I mean, there is, you know, $30,000, $40,000 price gap between entry-level GMC and Ford to the top of the range trim spec, all still from a dually delivery perspective, e.g. payload and towing capacity, but it depends what you want. I mean, this is, as we know, the Denali Ultimate, he says, is the doors locked, but full carpet and obviously carpet mats that are not in there at the moment, but go in. When you drop down to the lower entry levels, your vinyl seats. So again, it comes down to what it is that you want to use the truck for. Dualies in themselves are a bit of a complex logistical challenge because they simply do not fit in a shipping container. Obviously, lengthwise, they take up a fair amount of space, but it is the fact that you've got your big tub. So GMC Sierras, obviously the flares are built in. With the Fords there, you can remove them, but either way, we take the tub off these things when we ship them. So I guess the thing is working with us is that you can choose. Do you want a Ford? Do you want a GMC, or do you want the Chevy Silverado? There's your starting point. We then jump on to trim levels. What trim do you want? What engine do you want? These things come in 6 different exterior colors. With the Denali Ultimate, you've only got one interior trim, which is the Alpine Umbra. We'll show you that further. But ultimately, you've got a huge collection of dual rear wheel pickup trucks to choose from. Trims, colors, engines, those sorts of things. But logistically speaking, it's bloody hard to say on a Sunday morning, with this thing, and this thing is just about finished, so this will go through its final QA in the next day or so, and you can, in fact, you can actually see the final QC marks where, and there's another one over here, where we're spotting for final damages that need to be fixed before it's containerized. But this thing will actually have its tub removed and mounted, so this will actually ship in a complete 40-foot shipping container, so they do become more expensive to move around the planet, both from North America, where we source them from, and then, of course, here, and then from here, once we've done our conversion, then shipping them into Australia or Africa or wherever else it happens to end up going. And they're big. These are always long beds. So this has got the 8-foot bed, so you can quite literally sleep in the back of it. But logistics wise, we have to go through and remove the tub, mount it, drive the truck in, frame it all up so that we end up filling a complete 40-foot shipping container to get this vehicle in its home for the period of weeks that it takes to get from here to Australia or Africa, wherever it's happening to go. We then reassemble it and we deliver it to the customer. So just a logistical element to consider. But I guess that key point is, irrespective of brand, you know, some people love the Fords, some people love the GMC, some people love the Chevy Silverados. Honestly, we don't care. We convert them all. And importantly, these are all ADR compliant. So whether you are in Australia or Africa or parts of Asia, the UK, that compliance ensures that we are legally able to import them into your country, and you are legally able to register them, insure them. And of course, all of our vehicles come with a full warranty. Let's have a look in here. Now this is, as I said, this is the 8-foot bed, which is what they come with. So it's a crew cab, so 5-seat, 8-foot bed, and it is absolutely bloody massive. Spray on bed liner, of course. It's ready for its 5th wheel hitch. So you see the 5th wheel hitch prep package there. So obviously you can tow off the tow ball, or you put your 5th wheel hitch in here, which allows you then to tow your horse float, your caravan, your boat, whatever else it happens to be. These do, and again, it's a Denali Ultimate, so it really does come with absolutely everything. So obviously the spray on bed liner, there are 12 anchor points built into the tub so you can tie your stuff down. Window here slides open. You've got your tub lighting, both over on these sides and at the rear. You've got your tub camera. It really is massive. I mean, you can fit a huge amount in it. So as standard, the Denali Ultimate comes with the multi-pro tailgate with a kicker audio. So it's a 100-watt stereo. It's for your American tailgating parties. It is actually super cool. We can't play music on it because then we break some copyright issues, but Bluetooth in, waterproof amplifier. It really is kind of cool. So looking back, our 8-foot bed, we've got our bed lighting in here. Sitting around here, you can see the trailer fixed points where you connect your trailer in, so particularly relevant for your fifth wheel hitch. And of course, over on this side, if we can see it, you've got your power, so you can plug in. Obviously, you can tell it's going to Australia, so it's ready to go. But it is super cool. How much you use it, well, I don't know about that, but it is really quite cool when it comes to pickup trucks. So as we wander around, you can see straight away, it's got color-coded bumpers, so it matches the 6 exterior color options that you've got. Obviously, the kicker, they're just crazy-ass flares. Still needs a final clean. Obviously, your 2 side steps, it makes it easy to actually get up and into the truck if you need to. As we go through, this has got the power deployable side steps because it is the Denali Ultimate. So there we go. Whole range of options, and these you can actually set to be permanently down, permanently up, you know, whatever things you like to do. You've got your towing mirrors. Now these things are, bird flying into view, these things are power adjustable and they're heated. So cold day, turn the heating on and it'll get rid of any sort of foggy crap on the screens. These will extend out 3.5 inches, 8 centimeters, roughly. So again, your towing mirrors can pop out depending upon how wide your load is. As we go through, you know it's a Denali Ultimate from a couple of reasons. One, well, it does tell you that it's an Ultimate, which is quite straightforward. This has the 6.6 litre Duramax turbo diesel and the 10-speed Allison automatic transmission. The dead giveaway of it being a Denali Ultimate from the front end is the Vader chrome grille. So it's not bright work like, and in fact, so many of the trucks that we're doing now have this sort of darkened chrome look, but it's not the bright work on it. You can see that it's the darkened down the Vader chrome. And again, all darkened down. LED headlights, fog lights, we wander around. It really is a beautiful looking truck. It is massive. I come back to that physical height scenario. It is a big, imposing pickup truck, but that's what its purpose is. It really is absolutely spectacular. 18-inch wheels, obviously 6 tires, so not necessarily inexpensive when you need to go to the local tire shop and actually replace your tires, but it is absolutely beautiful. In fact, actually, let's just pop straight away, because sitting over here, now this is a 2500, not a 3500, but if you know your GMCs, you know it is exactly the same size, a 2500 to a 3500, but this is actually a perfect parallel in the sense that this is a single rear wheel pickup truck versus the dual rear wheel pickup truck. The other obvious difference, if you can kind of pick it out, is that this has got the long bed, so the 8-foot bed versus the standard bed, which is what comes normally with the 2500 and the 3500. So she is a big truck, she is wide, but it's there for its purpose. And then you get into its towing capability, its engine, its luxury, etc. So come with me, let's have a look at the interior. Let's talk about some of the technology that's in this thing, some of the capacity that it has. Check this out. I've got to say, what are we, Sunday morning when we're filming this thing, and it's relatively early. In fact, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. It's already warm, so it's nice to be in here, AC on and the ventilated seats running. So that is definitely nice. So let's talk through some of the key tech specs. So as I said before, 6.6 litre Duramax turbo diesel comes standard on the Denali Ultimate, 10-speed Allison automatic transmission. I mean, they really are rock solid and bulletproof. It delivers about 470 horsepower of go-go and 975 foot-pound of torque. So this thing will tow. Now, what I'm about to say next is the maximum capacities. Now, this is not necessarily relevant in all countries that we ship our vehicles into. So for Australia, for example, we are controlled by the Australian design rules as to what you can legally, or we are all constrained by what we can legally tow. But this will tow up to 16,000 kilograms. Again, variable based upon country and compliance rules. The payload in the tub is about 3,000 kilos. Again, variable by country. And I guess one thing to address, and we often get this in our videos that we talk about, we go, well, you know, why don't you talk about the pricing? The reality is that's incredibly difficult given that we ship our vehicles to 40 countries around the world. So you have, not only do these vehicles change slightly, I mean, depending on what factory options you want, a simple change like which color you want can add $300, $400, $500, $600 to a vehicle. So there are those minor elements. Of course, with something like a dually that requires a 40-foot shipping container, there is a very different cost or freight cost between Sri Lanka to India than it is from Sri Lanka to Australia. You then have import duty, compliance costs, etc. And of course then local currency. So we never talk dollars in our videos because we are literally talking to our customers right around the world. So it could quite literally be a horse trainer in Melbourne that buys something like this, a 3,500 Denali Ultimate Dually, but equally it could be one of our customers in Africa or the UK or anywhere else across the planet. But ultimately, 470 horsepower, 975 foot-pound of torque, 3,000-ish kilos payload, and about 16,000 kilos towing capacity. So it really is quite immense. The gross combined mass of it is 15,800 kilos. So for those of you in the know, you can run your own numbers. And as always, when it comes to any of our vehicles, particularly the Dualies, it's all about coming and talking to us. Talking to my team in Melbourne, talking to our team here in Sri Lanka or the UK, but we will work through and select the ultimate vehicle. So when we're here at the front here, we've got our 13.4 inch touchscreen, which is beautiful, obviously reorientated and redesigned so it's perfectly aligned for the right-hand drive setup. You've got your 12.3 inch digital display for your driver's display. Again, perfectly centered to the steering wheel, obviously in kilometers per hour, ready to go. You can see, or I can see, we'll probably shoot it somehow. You've got a 15 inch heads up display, which gives me, all of the detail. It tells me I'm doing 0 kilometers an hour. It tells me degree of angle, all of those sorts of things. You can turn it off if you want to, if you find it distracting, but it is super cool. It is orientated the correct way. And again, this comes to the complexity of doing a conversion. We're not just moving the steering wheel across to the right-hand side. It comes down to everything being remanufactured. So from your glove box, stretch, Rob, stretch, all the way through to the center console, to obviously all of the upholstery, and then actually the technical elements, the steering. I mean, you could look at that. It is just perfect, simple, one-handed. These are bloody gorgeous, to be fair. Overall, absolutely spectacular. Sunroof on the Denali Ultimate is standard, of course. As we run through and look at all of our options, there are a huge number of them. All right, so let's jump into the absolute detail here. Now, the obvious thing is the Alpine Umber trim. So this is only available in your Denali Ultimate. So if you want a Denali Ultimate, but you don't like this trim, well, you're buggered. You need to buy a Denali. It's as simple as that, because you can get it in black. But so the Denali Ultimate, it's got this gorgeous Alpine Umber trim as we start through. Both front seats are 16-way power adjustable seats, heated, cooling, really, really quite. And I'm going to say, I don't try the heating out very often because we are based in Sri Lanka, but the cooling is absolutely sensational. While we're at it, heated steering wheel, of course, leather wrapped. It really is quite beautiful. Powered sunroof, as I said before. You've got all of your digital screens sitting out there ready to go. So just to summarize the displays, you've got your 12.3 inch digital display in kilometers per hour. You've got your 13.4 inch diagonal display ready to go, and indeed your 15 inch heads up display. Although I don't know how they measure that as being 15 inches, but that's what they say on the truck. Obviously it's got wireless Apple CarPlay and Android. I'm a Apple guy myself, but talking of that, you've got your wireless charger sitting in there. There are 6 USB ports, which is super important when you have children who all have telephones. So USB-C and B here. Inside the glove box, you've got another set of chargers there. If you can see them, you've got a glove box that you can put a 6-pack in quite comfortably. You can actually probably fit 2 or 3 bottles of wine in there. I've not tried that. It is just super, super comfortable. The cabin is designed, obviously for, well, it's luxury, there's no doubt about it, but it is designed for long drives. I'm an Aussie and grew up driving, Melbourne to Queensland or to the Gold Coast to visit my grandparents. And Australians do tend to do lots of kilometers. We know that, and that is, I guess, why a lot of our customers, when they're looking for these sorts of pickup trucks, do step up to probably the GMC over the Silverado, and typically up into the Denali or the Denali Ultimate trims over the lower trim levels, because they want that comfort. And these things you can quite comfortably do your, whatever the legal limit is, 8 hours, 10 hours, whatever, but you can do 1,000 kilometers in this thing and get out and feel good. That's the simple reality of it. Carpeted floors, as I mentioned before, they're color matched to the trim. We'll take out the floor mats whilst we're doing our conversion, but before the vehicle is shipped, they're all put back into the vehicle. Heated steering wheel. Obviously this is a manual tilt. He says if you can find the button. So up, down, in and out, depending upon what you want to do. We do suggest that you don't do this whilst driving down the highway at 100 kilometers an hour, but it does mean that you can, well, from those power adjustable seats, so 16 way, as I said, I'm going to chop my knees off in a second. You can literally, if you're relatively short, he says as he breaks his kneecap, all the way back, it is completely adjustable. And if you're feeling adventurous with your partner, you can slip the seats all the way back and go into the drive-in. Do they still have drive-ins? I don't know. It is beautiful. Now I feel very low in the seat. It's got remote start, of course. So, you know, cold mornings, you don't have to get out of the house and actually start the car up. You can literally be inside in your pajamas and hit the remote start it up, get it warmed, and then go and jump into the vehicle. Adaptive cruise control, of course. I'll jump into the tech in a minute, but it really is comfortable, beautiful, luxurious. As we step through our controls, which again have all been reorientated. So sitting across here, exhaust brake, lane change, parking sensors, automatic tailgate, making sure nobody's behind me. Oh, that's the other thing I should have mentioned, is the reversing mirror, is what they call it. Is digital, of course. So it's, you know, if you've got a load in the back of your tray, it doesn't get in the way. Hit this button and the tailgate goes down, which is kind of cool when you're at Bunnings and you want some dude to put some stuff in the back of your car. Brake, emergency lights, of course, anti-skid, automatically put down the windows. Really is quite comfortable. As we come through the display, or the rest of the controls, which again are all reorientated for the right-hand drive. So here you've got the ability to be able to control your heads-up display. So both in the sense of intensity and indeed what information you want on. Obviously the go button, start and stop. Clearly you've got to have your foot on the brake to start and stop it. And as we slide across here, and let me slide back a little bit further, you have your park brake quite helpfully over here. All of your light controls, so obviously auto sensing headlights anyway, but all of your headlights, your fog lights, those sorts of things. You can also turn on your bed. Well, in fact, there's two lights which I think are quite cool. One is the bed lighting, so you can turn it on if you're loading stuff in the dark. So you can turn it on when you're trying to load stuff in the dark, but also your rear hitch. So when you are reversing up to your boat at 4 o'clock in the morning, if you're going to go fishing, you can flick the lights on so you can actually line yourself up and using the camera system, not smash into the back of your boat. You've also got your four-wheel drive controls here. So auto, four-wheel drive high, four-wheel drive low, and you can change your mode from driving off-road to on-road. And you can also turn on your trailer controls here. Over on this side here, you've got your trailer brake gain control where you can turn that up and down. But again, all reorientated, all perfect, ready to go. And then if we slip over here, and again, this is the same on all of our vehicles, but part of the challenge, the process of converting a vehicle, in this case, the Geely Denali Ultimate from left-hand drive to right-hand drive, is relocating things like the door switch panel. So quite clearly on this side, we can now control all four windows. We can control both side mirrors. We can extend them, we can fold them, we can do all those sorts of things. But for me, this is the art of being able to do things properly. You know, yes, there's electrical engineering involved, and yes, we rebuild all of the wiring looms in the vehicle, but right down to this door switch panel, we take the original left-hand drive one, we 3D scan it, we then reverse engineer it, and we build these back out in plastic, 3D printed plastic. So they are absolutely beautiful. The feel is perfect. And indeed, like the entire vehicle, it looks like it came out of the GMC factory in right-hand drive. That's our mission, and we've gotten pretty bloody good at it over the last 30 odd years. Both stereo, so it absolutely thumps. It is just a beautiful, beautiful pickup truck. So hopefully this has been useful. If you haven't already, please do me a huge favor and hit the like and subscribe. I know every YouTuber, and I feel like a dick calling myself a YouTuber, but every YouTuber asks that, but it certainly does help. There is no doubt about it. So if you're looking for a pickup truck in right-hand drive, a Geely in right-hand drive, then we're able to help you. Now, the other thing that's worth mentioning, so don't stop watching now, is our offer to all of our clients. It doesn't matter where in the hell you are in the world. If you're looking at buying a pickup truck, an SUV, maybe you want to buy a Hummer. These are super cool. 2025 Hummer EV 3X. Doesn't matter. Our offer to our customers is we will fly you and your friend to Sri Lanka with a couple of nights accommodation. We will reimburse all of your costs for flying in to visit our facility, meet with myself and meet with the team. when you buy a car from us. Super simple, super straightforward, and that is because we are confident in what it is that we do. We give you the ability to show you how we do all of our manufacturing. So if you're after a dually pickup truck, whether it is a GMC 3500 Denali Ultimate, the Ford F350, 450, or the Silverado, you know what to do. Email, WhatsApp, carrier pigeon, DM, all the other bits and pieces. Thank you. I'll see you soon in Sri Lanka. Cheers, bye.